Hmm. Sorry, y'all. Thought my camera would be on my face. So, welcome to DEANO'S. Thanks for tuning in. And on this episode, welcome to the first episode of Trimdale Diaries. And on this episode, I got a real special story for you. Manic, Triple B. Thanks for showing up, guys. So, what I got on today's episode, like I was saying, is got a real special story for you guys. And this story is going to be about, dang, my camera is not on my face. And it's rather annoying. Still cutting off my face. So lame. Well, that's testicles. Let me see if I can fix this. All right, I forgot how much it changes the camera angle compared to my actual camera. So, is that better? Oh, that's hella better. All right. It's angled a little weird, but see if I can. There we go. Good. All right. So, back to what I was saying. This episode is going to be about how I escaped the police like a ninja and got away. So, feel free to get comfy, pack it up, light it up, smoke it up. I was late because I wanted to smoke before I told this story. So, without further ado, I have not told this story to many people, but it is a rather good story that I would love to share with everybody. And where to begin? So, without going too far into detail or too much into detail, this story begins back in 2014, I want to say. 2014, I think. Yeah. So a couple years before I got clean. And I had left San Diego to get clean, get my life together. And needless to say, well, I ended up going up to Oregon, and needless to say, because of my own poor choices, I ended up back where I was. But so I'm in a situation because I put myself there, and um, I had met some people. I'd gotten evicted, and then I had met some people, and one night we're all hanging out in the place that I'm not supposed to be at, and we're hanging out. I had just gotten back from training, and so I'm in my training attire. I had no shoes on. I was in flip-flops when I arrived, and I was in my training shorts and a sleeveless shirt, cut off sleeves, a shirt that I took the sleeves off of. And so we're sitting there, there's a whole bunch of people in this, place, right? In this house. And the way the house was set up is it was a small lot, big, huge front driveway. And then there was a house, there was a little carport, and then there was an alley behind the house. And then on the side, there was a little path that led to the back area where there was the laundry room. And out on the side, there's a little fence that's about yay high, probably about as high as this table is, no, a little bit lower than my waist, and or about up to my waist high. And well, we're all hanging out, and then so I go to go change. This is after I'd been there for some time, and I go change, and next thing I know, I hear banging on the door. Bang! Bah, 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 bah. This is the Oregon police. Open the door. Uh-oh. So I didn't even think twice to grab my shit or my sandals or shoes or anything. And I'm like, fuck, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Y'all handle this shit. So I go out the back door. Well, there's actually a side door from the kitchen that led to the side path that went to the little laundry room. So I go out the back, or I go out the side door, and all I've got is what I'm wearing. Didn't grab my bag, didn't grab anything, not even my sandals. I go and I take a step over the fence. Now, before I went outside, I checked to see if there were cops on both sides of the house, see if I was surrounded, obviously. And I wasn't, but I did see flashlights starting to come around, and I did hear voices. So I take a step over the fence into the neighbor's yard, and very quietly, and I see flashlights starting to come down the alley, the back alleyway. And I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? And then I look over, and there's cops getting ready to come around the front side of the house. And so I start to go, I see the neighbors, I start to beeline it for the neighbor's shed. And like, but I'm like tiptoeing, no shoes. I'm stepping on sticks and twigs and leaves and shit. And I'm fucking sneaking over to the shed, right? And then I see a path that I can go through between her house and the shed. But I had to go like over her back porch, where there was no railing or anything. It was just a deck. And so I start to go in that direction, and there's cops like right there at the side of the house, not even looking in my direction. And I'm sneaking up. I'm getting ready to sneak past the neighbor's house, and then I get fucking lit up by her porch light. And I'm like, huh! I froze for a second, and I'm like, oh shit. So I dip back into the shadows, and I don't know how I didn't get seen, but I was still kind of lit up. Like if they looked in my direction, they could have easily seen me standing in the shadows. And so I go around the back of the shed. Or no, sorry. I go back around, and then I go towards the alleyway, so I can go north from where I was, and up the alleyway. And so I go behind this fence, and then I see that there's a little space in between in the back of the neighbor's shed and the fence. There's like a good sized space, probably about the size of this room or a little bit smaller. Um, and there are I start to walk into the space, and as soon as I start to walk into the space, I feel fucking shit stabbing me in my feet. And I'm like, fuck is that? And I look next to me, and it's a big giant blackberry bush, dude. So I'm standing walking into blackberry bush vines, thorned blackberry bush vines, while there's a cop on the other side of the fence. Well, there's a cop on the other side of the fence with his flashlight pointing down the alleyway, and then there's two other cops at the back door of my place. Well, it was my place. and so I didn't move. I waited for the opportunity, and I sat there and I waited, sat in the shadows. They didn't even flash the flashlights in my direction. But as soon as I could, as soon as I could, it wasn't, I don't know. It seemed like forever, but it really wasn't. It was probably like 5 minutes went by. I'm standing there, thorns in my feet, fucking no shoes on, got a sleeveless shirt, some fucking training shorts, and I'm like crouched down behind this fence and just sitting there waiting. Probably 5 minutes go by. I wait for the opportunity to be able to sneak back into the alleyway and go the direction that I wanted to, north. I'm going to say it was north. I think it was north. Um, but so the cop that was in the alleyway ends up going back the other direction to go back around the front of the house. and and so I wait for that opportunity, and I walk out of the fucking thorn bushes, the blackberry bushes, and I fucking hightail it down the alleyway, like fucking just didn't even fuck care. I was just running. I run all the way down to the next street, and then I go up the next street so I could go back down the next alleyway. Or actually, no, I went 2 alleyways up. So I went 2 alleyways up, and so I could go back up and I could get to my buddy's house, where I was kind of staying. And I had a bunch of my stuff there, and um, so I'm like running through the alleyway, fucking hiding behind fences. I hear cops, dude. The Ford engines, dude. You can tell them, especially when a cop floors it, dude. When a cop is pedal to the metal, bro, that that engine is very, very, very distinct sound, dude. And so I hear cops, dude, fucking hightailing it up and down the roads, like up and down the other alleyways and shit. So I'm dodging, hiding from them, dude. And somehow I make it to my buddy's house, and I'm going through the back alley, and there's a back entrance into his lot. And well, it was his parents' lot. He was living with his parents, but so I go into his lot, to his back lot, and then I see a space again that I could go behind his house and hide. And there was like a little space, What's up, Cottonmouth? Um, so I go in between this, I go in between this space and like behind his house, right? And I see that it leads to like a little back area, and I see that there's like bushes and shit. So I'm like, okay, this is perfect. No, it's dark as fuck. Nobody can fucking see me, and I'm still barefoot. Keep in mind, I'm still barefoot. Now I got thorns, sticks, leaves, dirt, rocks in my feet, right? And I'm going behind his house and I go to this little back area. And as soon as I step into this back area, it's all sloshy. I'm like, oh, fuck it. Just fucking stand here, but crouch down a little bit. Just crouch down a little bit. And I hear the cops. Flying, hightailing up and down the fucking streets, dude. And I hear them pass my buddy's house. Fucking, I don't know, four or five, probably about 5 times, dude. Just going up and down the streets, dude. And they even passed his back alleyway. And I'm standing there in this sloshy fucking, I don't know what it was, right? And I'm standing. As soon as I hear some commotion, I don't hear any cops, I don't hear any sirens or nothing. I could have been standing there for I don't know, dude. It seemed like forever, dude, but it probably wasn't. Um, and so I finally come out of hiding and I go up to his little area where he resided, where he slept. It was like a little fucking makeshift tent thing that he had built outside so he could have his own space outside and away from everybody in the house. But so I went over there and I'm like, dude, I'm like, bro, I'm like, can I come in and chill for a bit? He's like, dude, is all that commotion about you? I'm like, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, bro. He's like, yeah, come on in, man. Just fucking sit down, just chill out. And so I'm like, dude, I'm like, bro, what's behind your house, bro? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, I went behind there and I went and stood back there. You got like a pond or something, like a puddle? Once like stood in a puddle and he's like, nah, I don't have any puddles. I don't have a pond back there. He's like, I was like, I was standing in that back area behind your house. He's like, bro, that's where the septic is. I was like, he's like, my parents haven't emptied the septic in years, dude. And I think it's been overflowed. So basically, I was standing in fucking septic water, and I don't know. It didn't really stink, but it did. Um, Plants were growing out of it, you know. Um, so I'm like, are you serious, dude? I was standing in septic water, and he's like, you might have been. I'm like, bro, can I go wash my feet off? And like, it wasn't just my feet. Like, I was like mid shin high in this shit, like literally, like, oh, about mid shin high, dude, like past my ankles, standing in this murky, nah, this murky. I don't know what it was at that point, and so I go inside, I wash my feet off, and I come back out, and he's like, bro, were you seriously standing back there? And I'm like, yeah, bro, what the I needed to hide. And he's like, it's fucking gross. I was like, too late now. And it's like, dude, I was fucking like, my brain was like, bro, all the fucking thorns and rocks and cuts and shit on my feet. And I'm standing in that stuff. Ugh, no, 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 no. And yeah, that was Needless to say, I got away. I got away. Cops didn't catch me. They never catch me. Uh, but yeah, um, that was an intense night. Uh, Getting away from the cops like that, like hiding in the shadows, fucking creeping through the alleyways, no shoes on, dirt roads. That's, and this was in Oregon. So, and this was right after harvest season or during harvest season. So, it was still kind of warm. It was warm enough for me to be walking around in shorts and a tank top. Um, but it was rounding that area. It was gonna start getting cold in Oregon, like real cold. And yeah, I was there for quite some time afterwards. After all of that happened, and um, yeah, going through all of that, escaping the cops like a fucking ninja the way that I did, dude. Like, go over the fence, dude. Like, if the fence wouldn't have been waist high, like literally, it was like waist high. Like, it was tall enough to where I could just literally just step over it. If the fence would have been like that, I would have been caught up so easily, dude. But I was able to get over that fence and then walking into fucking getting lit up by the neighbor's light, and not being seen. Like, fuck, it couldn't have been more fucking chaotic, stealthy than that, dude. Like, and my heart was pumping, but pumping, bro. I'm in Oregon. I don't know anybody, like, except for the fucking losers that I met, you know? And it was just a crazy situation. And and I thank everything in existence. I thank the gods now, that I was able to get my shit together. Was able to pull my head out of my ass and get clean. And I've got 5 years clean now. But looking back, um, thinking about that story, you know, getting away from the cops like that, like, that was crazy. It was definitely fucking hella crazy. All in a matter of like that. Actually, I think that all happened within like an hour's time. So it was me hiding fucking stealthy shit in the fucking shadows away from the cops while they got flashlights everywhere and shit, and waiting it out, and then fucking getting to my buddy's house after fucking already having shit in my feet and my, well, fucking now I got more shit in my feet, and then I go stand in possibly septic water and shit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And all while ducking and dodging the cops in the fucking shadows, for probably a good mile that I made myself go, through separate paths and separate areas so that I could not get caught. And yeah, it was fucking hell. That was hell crazy. That was hell. It's still crazy when I think about it. Like, I should have got caught up. But then again, I thought about it. Oregon cops, they're kind of dumb. They kind of were. Like, if that was cops out here where I live, hell no. They would have had the whole place surrounded. Every fucking crack and crevice would have had a light on it. They would have had the whole force out for one person, dude. Like, that's just how they do it out here. But up there, man, it's a different story. Um, ah, Hella different story. And they got to be really cautious about people that they approach too, because it's an open gun law in Oregon, and all you need is an ID. That's all you need to prove that you're a resident. That's all you need to become a resident of Oregon, is get an Oregon state ID, and then you can go apply for a gun and get it. Um, yeah. So cops have to be pretty pretty vigilant about who they approach and how they approach them. Because when I was there, it was like being in the hood, dude. Like every day or every other day, there was a shooting or I was hearing gunshots in the fucking city, dude. Like, yeah, but didn't move to a good part of Oregon. Um, yeah, and I'll never go back to that fucking place. Mm-mm. Nope. I guess 10 pounds. How many pounds is that? Rick Tremjail. No fly. What's up? What's up, no fly? I guess 10 pounds. Um, but yeah, that was basically my story. I mean, I probably could have told it better. I've like rehearsed it in my head 100 million fucking times, but it's nothing changes about the story. You know, it's the same shit. It's just, something that happened to me in my life, and it was fucking crazy. I haven't told many people about it, and now everybody knows. And you know, uh, I honestly don't think that. I honestly think that if it weren't for that fence and then all my prior training to all um to all like fitness training and Muay Thai and boxing and shit like that, like I don't think I think I would have got caught up. I would have got winded or I would have fucking tripped and hurt myself. But shit looked out my way that night and it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, how much is this? I don't know. I don't take weight. Um, I will this season because everybody keeps asking, "Oh, how much did you get? How much did you get? How much did you get?" Um, I don't fucking know, but I'll take a weight check just for y'all. Okay, so just be patient. I got a lot of fucking work here, you know. So be patient. I'll weigh it out. I if you can average anything, I've already filled up uh, nine nine of these. These are 27-gallon. I've filled up nine of these, and then I have filled up. Uh, how many I get? I got like 12 more of these buckets or something like that. Maybe more. I can't remember. 12 or 15, and I've got. This is the last bucket. No, I've got two other buckets. I've got two buckets and two more containers. So this container, this tote, and another tote that's outside that I've been using to collect the stuff from the garden in, and then to bring it up here. Um, and then I've got this bucket and two more buckets outside um, that can be filled. So, and that's, I mean, just a few of these branches will fill up. Okay, this is 3 hangers. So, well, four. I'm on the fourth hanger. So this is 4 hangers. Um, this fifth hanger is going to fill it up. So if there's any way you can average, plant size with plant weight, uh, all my plants were 10 feet and above, 10 feet tall, 10 feet wide, um, maybe a little less than 10 feet wide, some of them. But they were all above 8 feet. Most were 10. So if there's some way y'all can average that shit out, go for it. I fucking hate math. Have fun. I hate calculating shit. And but I'm gonna use a pretty precise scale when I do take the weight check. So, but I'm gonna have to go get it probably because it's one of my grandpa's old like doctor scales. The one where they like tap the little thing over to find your weight. Yeah, it's one of those. So, um, I feel more comfortable using that than the fucking digital ones that I use that are calibrated, but they're a little fucking sketchy. You know, like they'll fluctuate off of 1 or 2 points. And I'm like, so I always weigh everything. I always weigh everything over anyways. But if I do weigh something out, because why the fuck not? Look at all of this. I can't go through this myself. But yeah, no, I'll take a weight check for y'all. I don't want that shit. I'll do a weight check for y'all. Come on. As y'all can see, I'm just clipping straight into this bucket. I'm not fucking trimming right now. I don't have time to be trimming. So I'm going to clip it off into this bucket and get to it when I get to it. So, any questions about my story? Do you go buy trichomes? Let me see. What do I got? Must have been some beautiful ladies. Oh, they were absolutely gorgeous. You can go back on my channel and check everything. It's, you know, I like to show what I do and how I do it. I take pride in what I do. So, let me see. Do you Cottonmouth asks, do you know when to chop? Do you know when to chop? My own strains or other strains? Because if I'm growing a strain for the first time and it's my own strain that I've created, I don't know. Generally, when I'm doing that, I go off genetics, my own genetics, and what I know and when they harvest. And then I go off of the other genetics. And so let's see when they harvest, and then I do a guesstimation of when to cut them down. But I do also use the trichome technique, and what I look for in that is when the sugar leaves, the trichomes on the sugar leaves start to turn amber, then that's when I know I've got about a week or so, maybe depending on the temperature of where I'm at. Very dry, hot temperature. It can be very dry and hot where I'm at up here in the mountains. So, but that's an indication to me, the trichome starting to turn amber is an indication to me of that I've got about a week or so, give or take the temperature and the weather, to start, to harvest. So, but depending on the strain, like last year I grew 707 Black Dog by Humble Seed Organization, and that one is a 5 to 7 week flowering strain, very, very short. And I harvested it at 6 last season, so right at the end of September. So yeah, which I think it's what I think it is I think it's the headband that causes it to, possibly maybe the headband that causes it to be, that causes those genetics to be a short flowering strain. From what I've seen growing the 707 headband this season and the 707 Black Dog from last season, because the Black Dog is Blackberry Kush times Emerald headband. Yeah, Emerald headband. And then the 707 headband is a rather short flowering strain, and the September first week of October. So, and then here I harvested it end of September. So like literally like the last couple of days of September. So from my discovery, I think it's the headband that makes those genetics a shorter flowering strain. But with that said, my Valley Fire is a strong sativa, and it grows like a landrace. Grows very tall, very vigorous, very lanky. But it has the ability to produce big chunky buds. or like hazy type flowers. And then so that crossed with the black dog from last season has changed it to being just a normal harvest, normal 8-week strain. I started harvesting my Valley dog, which is the black dog crossed with my Valley Fire. I started harvesting that mid-October. And yeah, it was right at its peak level, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, at least for my climate of where I'm at. So, everybody's got a different climate of where they're at and what they're doing, and how they do things. I do things strictly outdoor. So, things grow differently indoor. But any questions about my story? Harley boy, what's up, mate? It's the story, but you can go back and check it. It's a pretty fun story. I like telling that story. Although I haven't told it to very many people, but it's a pretty good story. Um, yeah. So I'm here for 3.5 more minutes. I'll answer some questions. I'm gonna clip some shit into this bucket. If anybody's got any questions, yeah, feel free to ask. But I'm gonna cut it in a little bit. So, but I'm here. Close-up shot of the buds. Let me switch my camera around. What? Dude, I know I can change it. Where is it? Settings. Here we go, camera. It's pretty quiet in here. This one is Cherrygasm Cross #1. It's funny too, because last season I grew Cherrygasm for the first time. It was the first and only TGA strain I've ever grown. And I popped 3 seeds and I got 2 females and a male. What's up, Manic? I got 2 females and a male, and both the females turned out to be the 2 phenos that are found in the Cherrygasm. So I got the dense bud one, which is this is actually a cross of my Valley Fire and the Cherrygasm, but as you can see, the bud structure turned out the same. Chunky, thick, dense buds. And then it's also got the purple, and it tastes like lemon. It tastes like fucking lemon. And then we got I already put all that one away, but the other one, so this one's Pheno 1, right? Which is labeled Pheno 1 as, as the 2 variants between the 2 phenos of Cherrygasm. And I labeled this one Pheno 1, and then the other one Pheno 2, which is the more like more open. What do they call it? It's like a kind of more open stacked flowers. Like I don't have any out here, but I wish I could show you. It was like the flowers stacking on top of each other. that bud structure. And it's got that very, very distinct space. It's got that very distinct Space Queen smell. So that very, very fucking pungent cherry, like sour fucking cherry smell to it. And it's awesome. Like, I feel hella blessed seeing that, you know, everything that happened with my garden last season happened. And I got good stable genetics out of it. You know, so can't complain. I mean, I came out on top. This one is the Magic Rabbit. This one's a Vanilla Kush cross with my Valley Fire. Tastes and smokes like the Vanilla Kush, but it's got that more it's got a more hazy look to it. It's got all the hair and shit, all the hairs. The Vanilla Kush didn't have that many hairs. This one does. But it tastes like oranges. It's tangy and with hints of earth and vanilla. And we got this one is the Magician. This one is Valley Fire times Pheno 1. Or Cron Bomb, how my wife likes to call it. Cron Bomb. But I call it Pheno 1, like Skunk 1, but Pheno 1. And this is gas, dude. Like fucking straight gas. And that's another thing about this one. This one tastes like Diesel, the Cherrygasm Cross Pheno 1. It's got all the traits of the Cherrygasm. Like, it's fucking great, dude, because it was the Valley Fire crossed with the Cherrygasm really well. And I'm hella surprised, like, to see how everything worked out. Some of this stuff is later stuff. Like, this was chopped off not too long ago, a few days ago. But it's ready. It's ready to go into a bucket. Everything's ready. So, but yeah, got a lot of work to do today. I got to fill up the rest of these containers. The colors, so great. I got to fill up the rest of these containers, and then I'm gonna go meet up with my my laser, a laser dude does like laser engraving and shit like that, and I'm gonna do a nice fat trade for a bunch of stuff to do giveaways with, and get the kids some Christmas presents. So it's also why I grow like this too, because people want weed, and I like to trade for stuff. If you got good quality product, he's got a website too. So when I get those things made, stuff like that, I'll do a video on them, and I'll post a link and stuff for his contact information. Get your own custom shit made. Yeah, he does everything custom with the laser machine. My plants take 4 months in flower. That's crazy. That's hella crazy. 4 months in flower. Oop. So yeah, that's what I got going on over here, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed the story. It's fun. It's always fun to tell that story. I like that story. I think it's a great story that should be told. Hey, I got 9 people now. Wow, I don't even want to leave now. What's up, 9 people? Dang. It's like the most I've ever had. Oh, now I got 8. Bye, person. See you later. But yeah, lots and lots of work to do. Lots and lots of work to do, people. So, and I will be doing more of these trim jail diaries while I'm in trim jail. So, I gotta I think I know what story I'm gonna tell next. But actually, if you guys want to leave a comment in the comment section below, if you want to get like after the video or whatever, leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know which story you want to hear. I'm thinking either doing a how I started growing, how and why I started growing, story, or do you guys want to hear where I came from, my upbringing? That's kind of boring. Not really though. Or I had another one and I'm blanking. Remember. You guys hear that? Silence. Yeah, I can't remember. Damn it. Fucking stoner brain. Um, there's another really cool story I was going to talk about. And I'm having a brain fart. But if I remember, that'll probably be the one that I tell. So, but anyways, y'all. Let's see. Trading good. Yes. Heck yeah. Barter weed. That's right. I have G13. I don't know how that helps me. How many pounds do you think you have? Let me see. Codmouth already asked that question, and how many do I think? Well, we kind of asked. This right here, maybe 10. Looks about 10. I could be. My wife says I shouldn't throw numbers out there like that because I could be like under guessing myself, and then ultimately hurting my image. But I don't know. I don't take weight, so I mean, I really wouldn't know what 10 pounds looks like. But it's probably about 10 pounds. And some of these buds, though, some of these buds are pretty fucking dense and big. Like my magician strain, those are fucking huge, chunky buds. And then the NOYB that I grew this season, those were huge. And the Valley Dog, the Black Dog cross, those were fucking huge fucking donkers, bro. Like feet fucking long, bro. Like I wish I could have like cut them that long and hung them like that just to show you, but I could only cut them like this long and hang them up. They're so fucking long. But the colas were like this big around, and I only lost like maybe 15% of that weight in water, so they ended up pretty big. But yeah. All right, Joe. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get to work, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next trim jail diary. Hope you all enjoyed my story. Thanks for tuning in and showing up and showing love and support. And I really appreciate y'all. And I'll see y'all on the next one. As always, grow kind, be kind. A lot of the people. Live free, stay out, y'all.